They toasted under chandeliers. I signed consent forms under fluorescent lights. When I begged for $85,000 to save my son, my mother texted, "We're praying." The day the hospital handed me the estimate, the paper shook in my hands like it was alive. $84,962.17 for the procedure. The PICU stay, the meds, the machines. Rounded up, the billing manager said gently, "Call it $85,000. My son, Noah, 5 years old, slept next to me on a dinosaur blanket with a sticker on his shirt that said, 'Brave.' His chest rose like a slow tide under the tubing. The monitor hummed. Somewhere down the hall, a vending machine clicked. I texted my parents the number and the doctor's note. I didn't add crying emojis or extra words. I sent it clean what we needed, why, and how fast. 2 weeks. Or he'd be bumped from the surgical window. Mum replied first. "We're praying." Then a heart. Dad replied, second. "Insurance. Savings." I called him. We maxed the plan for the year. The hospital fund covers part, not all. We can put in everything we have 13,000, but we need help. He didn't sigh. He went practical, the way he does when he wants to sound reasonable instead of cruel. "We just paid for Ava's wedding," he said. 230. With tapped out. I pictured the Laxbear estate from their photos. Candles like stars on the lake, a white tent that glowed like a lantern. My sister Ava in a dress that looked spun from frost. Dad in a navy suit, holding a glass like the world had turned out exactly as he ordered it. "Dad," I said, keeping my voice flat. "It's 85, Lena," he said softly. "Like I was 12, you and Mark chose to have a child young. You should have planned for emergencies. We can't rescue everyone, every time. Every time. We had never asked before." He kept talking about fairness. About not rewarding poor planning. About how gifts are for happy things, not hospitals. He said the word loan once, then added with conditions and collateral, like we were a car on a lot. Mum took the phone and cried. Not for Noah, but because this is tearing the family apart. I stared at the estimate until the numbers blurred. Out in the hallway, a nurse taped a paper heart to a door. A TV down the corridor played a sports recap no one watched. My sister texted next. A photo from her honeymoon, a glass clinked against the sunset. "We'll send flowers," she wrote. "Stay strong." Noah stirred and pressed a warm hand against my wrist. I tucked the blanket under his chin and swallowed the taste of metal. Okay, I thought, if family is a ladder that only goes one way, I'll build something else. Before we continue, please subscribe to the channel and write in the comments about which country you're watching this video from. Enjoy the story. The hospital social worker came at 9:12 with a clipboard and eyes that had seen too many nights. "I'm Ms. Diaz," she said. "We have options, but we have to move." She laid them out on a blank page like puzzle pieces. The Hospital Compassion Fund, small, fast, a manufacturer assistance program for the device requires paperwork. Emergency Medicaid review, possible, but slow. A charity board that meets Fridays only, and a short-term deferment if we can prove funds are coming. "Your surgeon has a window," she said. 2 weeks. If we miss it, he's booked through next month. 2 weeks felt like a cliff with rain on it. "What do you need from me?" I asked. "Everything," she said softly. "Last year's taxes, pay stubs, denial letters, insurance, EOB, proof of what family can't provide." She glanced at my phone. "If they refused in writing, keep it." I had texts. I had the number. $85,000. I started a folder in my Notes app called NOAH Proof, and a paper folder called Yes. I called my husband, Mark. "We need 85, I said. "No air around it. I'll sell the truck," he said. "It's 8, maybe 9. I'll take night shifts at the warehouse. I'll ask my union rep about the hardship fund." He was already moving while he spoke. I could hear the closet door slide, the scrape of a toolbox. "I'll bring sandwiches to the night nurses," he added, "because he's that person. We're not alone in this, Lena." I believed him because I had to. Mum texted again. We'll send meals. Another heart? Dad, a loan with structure, is adult. A PDF followed, clean and cold $85,000 at 7.9%, payments starting in 30 days. Late fees, like traps, a clause called nitrogen monoxide public disclosure highlighted in yellow. The money would go straight to the hospital if we moved into their house to reduce waste. And if we agreed, they would handle our finances for a year. Control. Wrapped as help, I forwarded it to Ms. Diaz. She didn't blink. You don't have to take that, she said. Here's our route. She handed me a printed checklist and a sticky note with a phone number circled 3 times. Manufacturer assistance. Ask for Carla. Tell her I sent you. I called. Carla picked up on the 3rd ring. We can cover the device if we get the form today, she said. It needs Dr. Patel's signature and your financials. Fax. Before 4 p.m. I ran paper, signatures, copies, scanner. A nurse found a fax machine that still believed in us. Pages slid through like thin prayers. Ms. Diaz returned with a printout. Compassion Fund approved, $5,000 today. It wasn't a wave, it was a handhold. I set up a fundraiser with a photo of Noah sleeping under his dinosaur blanket. His brave sticker, bright as a sun. I kept the words short. Procedure, 2 weeks. $85K. I hit publish and watched the first $20 arrive from a woman named Rhonda I didn't know. A volunteer knocked. The church across the street started a meal train, she said. They asked for your favorite pastor. I gave her Mark's answer. Because Mark is the one who remembers details when I forget how to breathe. My sister Ava posted another lake photo. Married life is magic. No caption for Noah. Ms. Diaz's pager chirped. She answered, listened, then looked up. A cancellation just opened, she said. If your payment plan is confirmed by Friday at noon, he can go in Monday instead of 2 weeks out. It's better for him, Monday. 4 days away. The number didn't change. $85,000. The fundraiser ticked. $20, $75. $140. A slow drip into a deep bucket. I looked at the clock. Las 10:41, alta am. The window just moved closer. The phone lit again. Dad, we'll proceed with the loan if you sign tonight. Otherwise, you're on your own. I opened my paper folder. and slid his PDF into No. By noon the next day. The fundraiser crawled past $1,240, onesies and tens from names I didn't know. The comments were small and sharp. For Noah, from a nurse mom. Buy coffee. Keep going. At 12:37, Carla called back. We're approved, she said. Device cost is covered at 100% if Dr. Patel signs today. I've sent the form to his inbox and a letter for your file. How much does that reduce? I asked. Roughly $29,400, she said. You still need hospital costs and meds. The number shifted in my head, like furniture on a truck. $85,000 tilde. $55,600. I felt the floor steady under 1 foot at 110. Ms. Diaz slid into the room with a triangle of papers. Compassion Fund paid, she said, tapping the first $5,000. Manufacturer letter, second tap, and I got you on the charity board's Friday 8 a.m. agenda. Bring a 1-page statement and proof of need. They can move $15,000 when it's urgent. My pen was already up. What else? Mark's Union, she said. They'll hear hardship cases Thursday at 3. Ask for a letter of intent today so I can include it in the hospital file. It counts as confirmation. I texted Mark. Union meets Thursday 3. Ask for letter today. Mark, on it. Trucks sold for $8,500. Bank says, funds clear fry. A.M. We were building a bridge 1 plank at a time. At 2:42. My phone buzzed with an email from the fundraiser platform. A user has reported your campaign. Please verify details. Attached was a complaint citing private family matter and misuse. The name on the report, my father. I forwarded it to Ms. Diaz and uploaded the hospital paperwork, surgeon note, and Carla's letter. Verification clock. 24 to 48 hours. Donations could still come in, but withdrawals were paused. At 3:15, my mother called. "Your father thinks this is unfair," she said, voice wet. "People will think we're monsters." I looked at Noah asleep under braids of tubing, the brave sticker tilted like a small sun. "Then don't be," I said. At 4:06, Mark texted a photo, a typed letter on Union letterhead intent to grant $5,000 pending vote. Thursday 3 p.m., I printed it and put it under a paperclip labeled, "Yes." The numbers lined up on the dry erase board, Ms. Diaz, taped to the wall. Starting need, $85,000. Device, Carla, $29. 400 Compassion Fund, $5,000 Union. Intent, $5,000 Marks. Truck clears Fry, $8,500 fundraiser. Live, $1,240. And climbing charity board target, $10 $15, Caramaning Gap, best case $20, $26,000. Deadline for confirmation, Friday, 12 p.m., potential surgery. Monday, at 6:22. The door opened and brought Winter in with it. My father stepped into the room in his navy coat, a leather folder under his arm. Behind him, a woman with a notary stamp and a hard smile. He didn't greet Noah. He set the folder on the tray like it was a gift. "We're here to help," he said, measured, sign, and funds will be wired tonight. He slid the paper toward Mitha, same 7.9% loan. The no public disclosure clause highlighted the line that demanded our move into their house while they managed our budget. The notary clicked her pen. "No," I said. He didn't look surprised. He looked prepared. "Then the report on your fundraiser stands," he said lightly. "It would be a shame if the platform froze the account before Friday." Ms. Diaz appeared at the door like she'd been listening for weather. "Sir," she said calmly, "the hospital is documenting all confirmed sources, regardless of online platform timing. We do not require family financing as a condition of care." He gave her a polite nod that meant nothing and turned back to me. "You have a child to think about, Lena. Don't be proud." "I'm being careful," I said. "There's a difference." He sat. The notary stood. The air felt thinner. At 7:03, my phone rang. A known number, local. I answered on speaker. "This is Alina King." "Ms. King, this is Pastor Joel from across the street," a warm voice said. "We just finished Wednesday service. We passed the plate for Noah and people were generous. We're walking an envelope over." I closed my eyes. "Thank you." "And," he added, "a neighbor who asked to remain anonymous will match whatever the church raised. Dollar for dollar. Bring your paperwork to the office tonight. We'll write you a letter for the hospital." I opened my eyes and met my father's. His face didn't move, but something in his eyes did. A small, private recalculation. Ms. Diaz's pager chirped. She checked it and looked up. "The charity board chair can meet you tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. before the agenda," she said. "They want to see your statement early." My father slipped a business card from his wallet and placed it on the tray beside the loan. "Midnight," he said softly. "After that, you're on your own." I slid his card back across the tray like returning a utensil I didn't order. "We already are," I said. The clock on the wall ticked toward 8. The door opened again. A volunteer stood there with a foil pan and a shy smile. "Baked ziti," she said. "Extra cheese." Someone said, "It's your husband's favorite." Pastor Joel arrived at 8:26 p.m. with a worn leather envelope and a steady smile. "From the church," he said, placing it in my hands. It was thick. Inside, $9,860 in checks and bills, plus a letter on letterhead. "Funds for Noah King's care, to be delivered to hospital upon request." He set another note on top. "Anonymous neighbor, matching dollar for dollar, up to $10,000. Bring receipts. We'll cut the match in the morning." Ms. Diaz copied both letters, stamped, received, and slipped them into the yes file. "Pledges count with documentation," she said. "Finance will accept official letters as confirmation." I wrote my one-page statement. For the charity board in clean lines, diagnosis and date, cost and deadline, sources confirmed with amounts and letters, gap remaining. Why Monday matters medically. Dr. Patel's note attached. I kept emotion out of the page and inside my ribs. Thursday, 7:14 a.m. The charity board chair met us in a quiet room off the lobby. Grey suit, kind eyes, a pen that clicked when he thought. He read my statement twice, then Dr. Patel's note. We don't fund weddings, he said, a tired joke. We fund kids. He signed a pledge, $12,500, payable to the hospital today. Hand this to finance, he said. They know me. Las 10:02 am. Pastor Joel's office printed a bank draft matching the church plate. $9,860. He added a line. Anonymous benefactor, match complete. Ms. Diaz faxed it to finance and clipped the originals behind the letter. 12:21 p.m. The fundraiser verification finally cleared after my uploads. Donations ticked faster. $1,240. $2,880. $4,305. A teacher from Noah's preschool shared the link with 3 words. Help our boy. The comments turned into tiny lights. 2:47 p.m. Bank email. Funds from vehicle sale available Friday 9 a.m. Letter of availability attached. $8,500 confirmed. 3:41 p.m. Mark texted a photo from the Union Hall, approved $5,000. A second photo, a paper check dated Friday. He added, I'm on night shift after. Tell Noah I love him, but we updated the board on the wall. Start, $85 ORO device. Carla, $29, 400 compassion. Fund, $5 ORO charity board, $12,500 church, plus. Match, $19,720 union. $5,000 Friday truck. $8,500, Friday fundraiser live, $4,305 and rising remaining. Gap pre-Friday clears, $623,000, depending on late deposits. Ms. Diaz tapped the last line. If Friday morning clears on time, we're within reach. Finance wants final confirmations by 12 p.m. to lock Monday's slot. 6:08 p.m. Ava finally texted. How much are you short? No emojis. I stared at it. I typed the number and hit send. 6:12 p.m. Typing bubbles. Then, I don't control their money, but I can do this. A screenshot followed her jewelry brand's Instagram. All profits tonight, Noah, she added. Don't thank me. Just tell him Auntie loves him. Night moved. Machines blinked soft. A volunteer taped a paper star to Noah's door. Friday, 8:54 a.m. Finance, stamped in the charity check. The church match hit the hospital account. The fundraiser crossed $6,100. My hands shook once and then stopped. 9:13 a.m., truck funds cleared. $8,500 letter of availability verified. Union Courier, on the way with $5,000. 10:02 a.m. Finance called our room. You're very close, the woman said. We need confirmation for a final $2,730 to lock Monday. If it's pledged by noon, we schedule. 10:19 a.m. A new donation landed on the fundraiser. $2,500. Note, from a stranger who isn't one. No name. 10:21 a.m. Another. $200 from Rhonda, the first donor. For the last mile, she wrote. I turned to Ms. Diaz. Do pledges count if they're online? With verification, she said, already dialing. She reached finance, recited amounts, sent screenshots, then jogged to the copier. 11:07 a.m. My father appeared in the lobby, talking to a man in a navy suit with a portfolio. He saw me and lifted his chin, as if we were in the same movie. He reached into his coat and pulled out the loan again. Crisp and waiting. I stayed where I was and held my folder higher. 11:38 a.m. Finance paged. Bring everything now. Ms. Diaz and I laid the stack on the counterpledges. Drafts, letters, screenshots with times. The clock on the wall clicked in loud seconds. 11:52 a.m. The finance officer disappeared with our file. In the glass beyond the desk, I saw my father step closer, lawyer in tow. He opened his mouth to speak. The door behind the counter swung back. The officer returned with a single sheet and a small smile I will remember all my life. "Ms. King," she said, "we have what we need to schedule Monday." The clock said 11:57. My phone buzzed in my pocket. One new donation. One new text. One new email. Subject line: Ava, check your account now. I opened Ava's text with my thumbs still damp from signing. Finance's last page: Ava, check your account now. A bank alert flashed on my lock screen. Incoming wire, $3,000. Ava K. A second ding followed it. Fundraiser, $750 from a bridesmaid who saw the photos and wanted to do something real. The finance officer glanced at my screen. Then, at the time-stamped screenshots already in the file. "We're good," she said. "These pad the buffer for meds." Monday is locked. Behind the glass, my father stepped closer with his lawyer, loan packet in hand like a flag he still thought might catch wind. "We'll fund the remainder, if it's funded," the officer said. Crisp and kind. "We have sufficient confirmations." He blinked. The lawyer's portfolio closed with a soft, defeated click. Ms. Diaz squeezed my shoulder once. "Go tell Noah," she said. Back in the room, the monitor hummed its slow comfort. I kissed Noah's forehead. "Buddy," I whispered, "we're on for Monday." He opened one eye, heavy with medicine, and smiled without showing teeth. He taps the brave sticker with his finger. I tapped it back. The weekend moved like a careful hand. Mark worked nights and came straight here with coffee and bad jokes. The church sent soup and a box of crayons for siblings Noah didn't have but deserved. Pastor Joel stopped by once more to pray in a way that felt like breathing. The fundraiser crossed $7,000 and then $8,200. Rhonda donated again. $25 and a message. "For extra blankets." Sunday night. I ironed the same sweatshirt I'd been wearing for days. Because control sometimes looks like steam and fabric. Ms. Diaz double-checked the chart and the payment ledger with 2 highlighter colors. "Everything's in," she said. "My line's on until morning." Monday, 6:12 a.m. pre-op was a soft-lit hallway, and a nurse with eyes like sleep. Dr. Patel drew a dot on Noah's skin and spoke in sentences that landed like steady stones. "Risks, benefits, time. We're ready," he said. "You did good work." I said, and he smiled. "You brought us a runway." They wheeled Noah away under a warm blanket the color of oatmeal. I pressed my hand to the metal as it passed, and felt the cool travel through my palm. The waiting room was all beige chairs and a TV no one watched. Mark's hand found mine and stayed there. Ms. Diaz appeared with a little bag of hospital snacks, like we were at a movie we didn't pick. My phone buzzed, ignored, and face down. 2 hours. Then 3. I counted breaths. I read the same page of a magazine 5 times and could not tell you what it said. At 10:47. Dr. Patel walked in with his mask down and his eyes kind. "It went well," he said. "He's stable. The device is in place. We'll watch him closely, but this is the turn we wanted." Something let go inside me that I didn't know I'd been holding since the estimate hit my hands. I said thank you until the word felt small and perfect. In recovery, Noah slept like a tired planet. A nurse adjusted the beeping to a softer sound. Mark cried, the quiet kind he saves 4 doors. I laid my forehead to Noah's hand and felt the heat of a future still attached. My phone buzzed again. I turned it over. "Dad, we'll expect repayment of any public funds you secured from family friends." "It's only fair, Mum. Let's focus on Noah. We can sort the rest later." "Ava, heard it went well." "I'm glad. Tell him Auntie loves him, and tell Dad to leave you alone." I typed one reply. Clean as the numbers we'd stacked. "Noah's surgery is paid and complete. Going forward, please direct any questions to the hospital's billing office. We won't be discussing repayment for donations people chose freely. We are setting boundaries to protect our family." Put the phone down and taped the paid ledger copy behind Noah's Brave sticker on the walnut because the paper needed a place. But because I did, that afternoon, Pastor Joel returned with a notebook full of names. People asked me to tell you, he said. They did this because it was right, not because of who asked. I believed him. We went home a week later to a fridge with a magnet shaped like a star and a mailbox with 3 envelopes, a get well card from Rhonda, a bill marked $0 due, and a glossy postcard from Larkspur Estate advertising winter weddings in gold ink. I dropped the postcard in the recycling, slid the zero balance bill into the yes folder, and wrote 2 lines on the corkboard above my desk. We don't fund weddings. We fund kids. Some ladders go one way. Build bridges. Noah woke from his nap and asked for pasta. Mark boiled water. The kitchen filled with steam. Outside, the world kept being loud and unfair and sometimes beautiful anyway. My parents had called what we needed too much. It turned out enough was a lot of people with small bills, matched by one neighbor, multiplied by a board, confirmed by a nurse, carried by a caseworker, signed by a surgeon, and held in place by a mother who learned how to staple-proof to a deadline. They spent $230,000 on floating candles. We bought breath